I'm Xenia Gray and I'm very happy to see you here again. In my previous video I tried to explain how to make these beautiful high platform shoes for Monster High dolls. And today we will talk about this gorgeous beaded dress, and I will try to explain the way I made it. I'm really proud of the result of my work with this dress, because when I started to record this video I had no idea how it will look like in the end. So here it is, and it's really gorgeous. Now, let's go forward and see how it was made. I hope you really enjoy it and you really like it, and if so, please give me a thumbs up and let's go! Let's start gathering everything I will need. I bought this beautiful beaded fabric some years ago. It was quite expensive, but it looks really beautiful. I will use this satin fabric for the inside part. I will leave this tool here, but I don't think I will use it in the end. Here small scissors and fabric scissors. All kinds of pink ribbons for accessories and details. Sewing needles, beads and more beads, sewing thread and embroidery thread, the meter to measure, fabric marker, and these mini rings. I will find some use for them. And I think this is all. If I forgot something, I will leave it below in the description. I start by designing the dress that I want to make. I want the pattern to be simple because the fabric is very detailed and rich in beads and embroidery. I want to make a short dress with 2 skirts and the top. And this is how it will look from the back. I give it color and shadows to be able to see as closely as possible how it would look like in reality. I really have doubts about how to make this double skirt and how it will work with this 3-dimensional fabric. I'll start measuring the doll. It's 4 centimeters for the top, 7 centimeters for the skirt, and 6 centimeters for her waist. Now I'll cut the fabric. I mark 8 centimeters wide to have a centimeter for sewing. I don't know the length I need, so I will try to start with 30 centimeters, but I will cut a little more just in case. Finally, it's 35 centimeters long, and I think it's perfect. Now I'll cut all the ornate edge of the embroidered fabric because I don't want to cut this embroidered ornament in the middle. I will keep these beads to use them later. I will use this long part for the upper skirt. Once pleated, it will look great. Finally, it's 60 centimeters long for the upper skirt and 35 for the inner skirt. I will proceed with it first. I cut this part of beaded fabric for the inner skirt, and also I cut this piece for the top. Now I will sew it from the reverse to join both pieces together, using running stitch. Once all the edge is done except the upper part, I will cut all the stuff that I don't need. And I will sew it again using black stitch with very small stitches. Once finished, I flip it to the right side and using a mini clothes iron on a low or medium power, I iron it well very carefully. And then I sew the top part using running stitch. Now I have to reduce the upper part to 6 centimeters long of the waist part. I will use the inverted box pleat technique to make this. I'm checking the length that I had left to finally leave it in 6 or 7 centimeters. And it's perfect! Now I will do the upper skirt. I will use this 60 centimeters long piece and I have to reduce it to 7 centimeters as well. This time I will use knife pleat. And here it is! This is how they will look together. Now I have to sew the ends of the skirt very carefully and with very small stitches. Now, when two skirts are almost done, I will proceed with the top. I will use this piece of fabric because it fits to the design in some magical way. It's happened sometimes with embroidered fabrics. I will start cutting this piece and leave it of the size I need. Then I cut all these beads. They will bother me to sew and I always can embroider them back as I like. Now I will have to adjust the piece sewing the edges. I will use this copper embroidery thread. There is still excess fabric in this part. I will cut it and refinish the edge sewing. And this is how the finished form looks like. Before lining it, I have to embroider it with the beads. Do you remember that beads that I lost when I cut the skirt? I decided not to put many of them because both skirts are very embroidered and beaded. I will only put a few beads along the neckline. Once done, I will make the lining. I will use this satin fabric and draw the shape of the top with a fabric marker, leaving 2 or 3 millimeters for the sewing. I cut it and remove the marks with the water. Then I use my lighter to remove all these annoying threads. Then I will sew at the edge along all the piece. When it's done, I will iron it with my mini iron and sew both parts together. I leave this part of here long so I can tie it around the neck using some ribbon maybe. And here is the top almost finished. Finally, I have folded these ends to add some lock later. Now I will join the top with the skirt. And I will leave the second skirt removable. It's already done, only left to add this ribbon to tie it at the waist of the doll. I will sew it to the dress with the embroidery thread to fix it in place. The doubt I had with the second skirt seems to be resolved. I'm going to make a kind of removable tutu skirt. I like how the dress finally looks. Someday I will explain how to make this kind of lock with a wire like this. I also added a ribbon to prevent the dress moves up once it undolls. I have decided to create a kind of corset for this top skirt. I will use this ribbon I cut to pieces of 8 centimeters and fold all the edges in and sew them. Checking that both parts are exactly the same. I cut these triangles symmetrically in both pieces. And I sew them, creating a half circle form this way. Once it's done, I will have 2 pieces like this. I use my mini iron one more time. Now I have to sew each piece to each side of the skirt. And only left sew the upper part. As a little extra, I will make some earrings for the final look. I will use all kinds of beads I have here. I want them to be long and thin. I use a special beading needle and sewing thread. At the end, I make a small pin with copper wire. glue it with the Superglue. It only remains to wait a few minutes. Now the final detail is done, so let's see how it all looks together. It's finally time to dress my doll. Here are the earrings, a panties that I made out of camera. By the way, if you want an underwear tutorial, please leave me a comment. Here a top skirt, the boots I made in my previous video, and the dress. And this is the final result. I love it. I hope I don't forgot anything, and if I did, I will let it down below in the description. And if you have some question, please let me a comment. I will try to respond. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you really learned something new. And if so, please give me a thumbs up to this video, or even subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more videos like this. It will make me very happy. So goodbye everyone, until my next tutorial. Be inspired and always have fun creating.